So, to tell you my life story a little bit, I grew up in a Mennonite Amish background home. My parents were Amish. They left the Amish, adopted me and my brother back. Man, I wasn't even like comprehending shit back then. But yeah, I was like young kid, baby. But yeah, anyways, they decided to go to this one church, which I won't name. But I grew up in that church for most of my life. Like my teenage, younger years, right? So when I went through that, it was a church very cultish, right? It's kind of a cult. Because you have to walk the line, you have to do exactly what they say. They pretty much make your decisions for you mentally. If they could physically, they would have. But yeah, anyways, we were going there for quite a long time. And as I got older, they got worse in the whole brainwashing thing. Like where they tell you gotta dress a certain way, act a certain way, so that you walk the line, so you're accepted. And if you don't, well, might as well dig a grave, because there's your end. But yeah, when I was going to this church, I found out a lot of stuff on what brainwashing does. Like, it gets you so far down in depression, self-worth, and hating yourself. It was it was scary, like on how far your mind can play tricks on you because of what people say and teach you. I went through depression the majority of my growing up years. Didn't have much of a life, honestly. Couldn't do shit because I was either in church or I was in church, getting told this and that, and now whatever, dude, is ridiculous. But those years that I went through this shit, I found a lot out about myself, on how I can grow mentally and physically. When I turned 16, I really started questioning, like, what's going on. Like, I seen people basically live a hypocritical life and still go to church, and we're the ones that got accepted, right? But when I question shit, it was said that you don't question it, you just do it. But why? Why not question what you're getting yourself into, so you know? Nope, you don't question. Nope. The leaders of the church, they know everything, whatever. I got so fed up, and by the age of 17, I was like, dude, I'm out. I left the church, told my parents I'm leaving, and never looked back. After I left the church, I dealt with lots and lots of depression and needed a lot of maturity and growing. Since when I was at that church, you're pretty much governed, like mentally governed by these elders and preachers, and you pretty much do not know how to make decisions for yourself. right? So I went from having everything said what I was supposed to do to knowing nothing on how to take care of myself mentally. I had to learn on my own, and that's kind of why I made this channel, so that I can basically show people that are kind of struggling with the same thing, I would say, that there is hope, and that people need to be there for each other a lot more than what there is. I'm not talking about like the counseling, whatever it's called, because that word is a huge blocking point in my life. Like, when I went through what they call counseling, it's basically brainwashing, right? Basically telling you, you're going to hell, you're doing this, you're doing that, blah blah blah, and this is what you're going to do right now before it's too late, right? That was their idea of yeah. And that's why counseling is a big, huge fear factor for me, even to this day. But it's not that. I want to show people that there's a difference. Like, you don't really need all this counseling BS if people would actually be there for each other. Like, seriously, be there for each other. Like, get to understand people rather than judging them, and actually taking the time to talk to them. Like, be a friend. Be there for somebody. That's what I'm trying to be on here. I like the big thing about nature too, that I'm kind of getting both things involved with this. Being out in the woods, being out in nature is one of the biggest healing points in my life. Like, a lot of people just overlook the small things, and there's a lot of healing out there just going and setting out in the woods. So much healing, but people don't even think about it. Like, the world is way too fast-paced now, and they don't give it a chance to step back, relax, and see what the world's really about. So now that I have a channel, I'm going to be posting every week, even though it's pretty hard because I'm not used to like working with all the technical stuff that's involved with streaming and vlogging and stuff, but I'm getting used to it a little bit, so I need a little bit of grace, but I'll get the hang of it. But yeah, if you all want to come with me on this journey, like and subscribe. Let's get this thing kicking. Hell yeah. Peace out.